see my screen. We're just about to get started with our webinar. Really pleased to have everybody with us today. This webinar today is going to be discussing pool tile trends. It's a fun subject. It's something beautiful that goes into the backyard. It's a big part of what makes the backyard and swimming pool experience so unique to each and every backyard. So today we're going to be discussing what's hot and trending in the backyard. We've got some great panelists lined up with us. But co-hosting today's webinar with us is going to be Frank Vitori, my good friend from, he is the co-owner of AquaBlu Mosaics. Just had Jeff Hampy, the star of our show, just jump in the last minute to save our lives.
Fashionably late, Jeff.
Yeah. But yeah, right now we're just introducing everybody. So you're right on time, Jeff. Thank you for all of our participants who are just cooling their heels for a couple of minutes while we sorted out some technical difficulties. But yeah, we've got everybody on the call now. We've got a great panel lined up for a terrific presentation today. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to introducing you to some of the folks that you're going to be talking to today. So with us on the call, we've got a special guest, Jeff Hampy of Hampy Pools. You all may also know Jeff from the 14 PSI group. He's a really visible presence at a lot of the trade shows as well. Jeff knows or has shook hands or sat down to eat with pretty much everybody who counts in the pool industry. So if you've been in the industry a while, odds are you know Jeff. Curt's a very visible presence in the pool industry as well, in the outdoor living sector. So odds are you've been at any one of the trade shows over the past few years. You bumped into Curt. Bob's also out there on the front lines a lot. He's with Artistry and Mosaics. He's the VP of sales there. We've also got No Way Steadly with us. Murrine Mosaics is the title there. She's also with Lunada Bay Tile. So it's a pleasure to have you with us all today on the webinar, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to have us.
Thanks for having us.
Hi.
So since Frank Vitori is kind of our product knowledge guy when it comes to all things tile related. So for me in my role, I'm going to be like facilitating somewhat and kind of taking a step back, but Frank's a product knowledge guy. He's going to be leading a lot of this conversation today. So Frank, whenever you're ready for me to switch a slide, you just let me know next slide and I'll get the ball.
Sure. I mean, Joe, thanks for the invitation to co-host. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and thank you everyone, Bob, Noe, Jeff, Curt, for jumping on board. It dawned on me before, we just jumped on how long we've actually all been working together, which was pretty cool. And in some cases, well over 10 years. So, really looking forward to this presentation and just collabing and talking tile trends with you guys. I think, Joe, you want to kickstart with highlighting coverings?
Well, we're just going to do some brief housekeeping real quick. All right. So if anybody has a question that they want to ask during the course of the conversation that we're having, feel free to reach out to either chat myself, the host of the show. You can also direct message a question by using the QA feature. All right. So I'll be monitoring that throughout. And we'll try and inject your questions during the course of the conversation. If I can't get to it for whatever reason, we'll try and cover it at the very end of the track, right? As soon as the webinar is over, we're just going to ask you to complete a brief survey for a special little door prize from us. Anybody who completes the survey, we're going to give you a little coffee card or something for helping us out. It's just a way to let us know how we're doing on the webinar and ways that we can improve, okay? And if anybody is looking for a recording of this webinar, it's going to be available later on YouTube. So yeah, the first thing we're going to be talking about is coverings. Frank and I are going to both be heading to coverings. I'm assuming that you're heading there too, right, Curt?
Yep. It's our biggest booth we have outside of Italy. So yeah, it's an important show for us.
Yeah. Anybody else going to be attending coverings?
Yes, I'll be there as well.
Oh,
So it looks like
we're coming with the crew. We'll be walking it as usual, supporting vendors and looking for new and trending products for pool, spa, and outdoor.
And it's such a great show. I mean, I only found out about it a few years ago, but I mean, I guess this has been a hot show for the pool industry for a really long time, huh?
I think it's gotten stronger. Curt, I think I didn't make it last year because it was in Atlanta. Usually I go to the ones that are in Orlando because it rotates. But from my understanding, it was a really nice presentation for outdoor living last year.
Yeah, that last year they actually had an outdoor oasis, which we helped design. And it brought really the focus on the backyard with we had literally a pool floor from a glass mosaic company, and we had turf, outdoor fire pits, fireplaces, if you will. Really an emphasis on what the backyard looks like. So it's becoming more important show for the pool industry than ever before.
Yeah, the pavilion area was really impressive. I got there a little early, so we were walking the show floor while folks were still setting up. But I did happen to see you and Jeff setting up that demo display. I got some shots of that slide that we're going to show later on. But yeah, I think it's a tremendous show for the industry. I'm excited to go back this year and go check it out. Honestly, this is a show for me. It is a no-brainer. I mean, I go to a lot of different pool industry trade events, but this one in particular, I like it because it appeals to a specific segment. Like you're not confused with the minutia of like a zillion different products on display and everybody's vying for attention. I mean, this is all focused on tile and stone. It's a really focused show, I feel, for folks in that segment of the industry that just that they don't want to have to compete with the folks that are there for hot tub or the folks that are there to meet with their reps for chemicals or their equipment and stuff. This is just focused on people that are laying down beautiful tile and stone in the backyard. So for me, I mean, I think it's a great show to meet folks like yourselves from all different aspects of the industry and see, the latest new products and trends and what's happening out there. I think this is a great show to be at.
The industry is changed. Where the old pool companies built pools, the new pool companies now are into the outdoor living spaces, which require different materials to use on their projects. And it's not just tile and stone. I mean, just about anything. That's what coverings means. It's all kinds of materials that are used to finish out projects. So, it could be laminates, from rubber, I mean, rubber to plastic to stone to glass. There's just so many different mediums that are used now and that are outdoor rated, outdoor quality products. And so it's really expanded, or to me, it's really helping out the pool industry with people that are, that are doing the outdoor living space and not just the pool. These products are needed. If you look at, everybody from Ryan Hughes to, even like Edwards Construction out in Kansas, you look at what they're building. They're using, I mean, it's wood, stone, tile, and there's just so many different products they're using around these pools. So coverings is where you go to see all this stuff.
Coverings is
Where's Steve Edwards out of? He's out of Kansas, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's elevating that market in a big way out there. I had him on the show a while back. I can't believe the pools they're building out in Kansas.
Well, yeah, that's what you're seeing around the country, though.
Yeah.
Like with Ryan Hughes, right here locally with me. Look what he's doing with coverings, products that are used to cover the outdoor spaces.
Yeah, they got some great education sessions lined up this year. I mean, that's really what got me into coverings to begin with, honestly, was I saw maybe a few years back. This was like the one that I didn't get to go to. This was the education track. They had Curt Rapp there talking with Jimmy Reed and Randy Angel. And I got that FOMO, that fear of missing out. And I'm like, dude, this is definitely a show that I need to be at. I mean, they get the leaders in the industry out here doing education. They got a lot of great stuff at this event. This is definitely one I need to put on my radar.
Out of all the shows that we attend at AquaBlu, I typically try to get to two. I go to the International Pool Show and Coverings. and coverings. I mean, it's the largest tile and stone show in North America. People and vendors from all over the world come here with the biggest, baddest booths, of the year, and they feed you. They pull out all the stops. You go to Italy, they got the wine, the cheese. I mean, it's an event. It's a
It's
great
definitely world
place
class.
to see all the new and unique products, which we've cultivated over the years. I've been going to the show for over 10 years. And the reason we go, as Jeff pointed out, is to really find unique products and to bring that to the pool spa and outdoor living industry. So we're excited. It's right around the corner, guys. And then we get a chance to see and hang out with you guys as well. Joe, you're in California. Curt, you're in Atlanta. Bob, you're at 4 hours East Coast. Hampy, I see you too often. You're excused. But yeah, it's a great place. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun, and I get to hang out with people I enjoy working with. So that's why we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to get some face time with you. I'm not out in Florida nearly enough. I'm usually only out there a few times a year for everything under the sun and coverings and maybe some industry events like MPG I went this year. But yeah, I mean, Florida is a great place to connect. Last year it was in Atlanta. But yeah, this year I'm looking forward to it being in your backyard. We get the chance to connect, Frank, and I get the chance to watch you eat copious amounts of bacon again.
Tap me with a good time at Fogo de Chao.
Well, there's definitely one guy who I'm excited to see this year. He's going to be one of the guys speaking there. Guy designed some amazing pools, Bo Barnett. Hopefully get him in the next issue of Pool Magazine. If you guys, Bob, no way, if you haven't had a chance to check out Bo, definitely check out his work. He's doing some cutting edge stuff.
Yeah, I'll actually be moderating his speech this year. And it's about the large panels and pools.
Yeah.
And then we can't say anything about it yet, but there is a pool project that is going to win a CID award at Coverings. So there's going to be a special emphasis on the outdoor space starting with this award. I don't think a pool's ever won a CID award. So we just happen to be involved in that one, but we can't say who did it or what it is yet, but it will be announced there at the show. But Bo has really been, he's been with me in Italy a couple of times. We visited some of these factories that make these large panels. And he's really been a sort of a big game changer in the tile side of things, from getting these 4 foot by 10 foot panels into pools. So yeah, he's definitely worth coming to see.
Yeah. We got some shots here of Jeff and Curt setting up the demo area for last year's exhibition at Coverings. You got all that beautiful glass tile down there. Was that sea cheese, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful display there. I mean, I got there early, so yeah, I saw you guys when you were still setting up, but it was about 1,000,000 degrees in that work area. That's why you get your shirt off, right? I mean, it was hot as hell.
And in the background there, you see some of those large panel tiles that you were just talking about behind Curt there, that are they're just huge, and they're really amazing.
Curt, is that the Vitrite from Sitges?
Yeah, that's the Sitges Vitrite glass panels.
Yeah. Really beautiful stuff.
And you're saying that Bo's putting those inside swimming pools, huh?
Porcelain tile, he hasn't done the glass yet. There's been some glass done in pools, but not in this country yet. But he's doing big porcelain tiles in pools, yeah.
How big are the slabs again that he's doing, Curt?
4 foot by 9 foot is a average size. So it takes a lot of special equipment to handle it and get them up there.
What they need to get some Mexicans.
I was going to say, we're certainly seeing a lot more demand for large format on our side here. As a distributor at AquaBlu, the inquiries come in for larger format tiles. So I mean, these guys with visibility, they're definitely shaping the industry. Because we are seeing inquiries.
Yeah. Forgive me, Curt, that I got your butt hanging out there. All right. But I mean, I just wanted to show how hard you guys were working to get this demo done over there. Yeah, I mean, really impressive demonstration that you guys put out there. I wish they would let you fill it with water though. That would have been awesome.
There was almost no discussion about that. They used that, actually, that floor was used for the presentations. It held hundreds of people, I think, during some of the presentations. So
Mm.
would have been cool, but no.
So we're going to spend a good part of the morning talking about Jeff Hampy's work. All right. Hampy's got a lot of different projects that he's posted over the years in his 14 PSI group and on Instagram. All right. But I mean, there's some real stuff that he's doing that I feel kind of like other folks should be aware of, other trends that exist other places. Okay. Some of the stuff that he's doing in the Florida market is stuff that you won't necessarily see everywhere else. All right. Like the examples that I'll show you, all right, mixed use materials, some of the ways and methods that he uses on skimmer throats and things like that. I think he's just got an innovative approach to tile that I'm excited to share with you guys. But he's definitely a man of many hats. If you see Jeff at any of the trade shows, every time he's got a different hat. So yeah, I wanted to collect a whole bunch of his hat photos, but it illustrates the point. Jeff and I were talking recently outside one of the trade shows. And it was like, Joe, I'm like one of the few tile guys out there that took the time to learn almost every aspect of this business. Right? He's like, I felt it was important that if I was going to be in the pool, I was going to be doing work that I really knew all of the different components that go into putting a swimming pool in the ground. And that to me is really impressive. I mean, you don't really find a tile guy out there that took the time to learn, all the different facets of the job. So when we say a man of many hats, that's what I'm talking about there.
Well, here I'm going to tell a story. Maybe probably a lot of people don't know. See, I'm a pool contractor. So I can do everything from the plumbing to electrical to the concrete work and stuff. My tile guy got his like 15th DUI back in the day, and of course he's gone. And so I had to finish the job, and I liked it. It was kind of cool. And so next job came up, and I did that one. And that's where how I started doing tile, if you understand it. It was kind of, I was forced into it. But once I found it, now I really concentrate on it, because what I've learned in contracting is that the finish guys get all the accolades. The steel guy who digs it, guy who puts the plumbing in, they're like linemen. Who cares about them?
Right.
What they want to know is the quarterbacks and the running backs and the receivers, and that's the finish guys. So I took my time, to learn the finish work, and it's led me to where I'm at now.
Well, you definitely have been putting out amazing examples lately. Frank, why don't you lead the conversation here a little bit? I mean, this was definitely one that I was.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, Jeff, I finally got some hats, so I got one coming your way for next time to see it.
Because
it's about time, right? It's about time.
Yeah, I need some swag, because as I told everybody,
some swag.
If they watch this thing, they're going to get a present from me, and that code word is 14 PSI, just between us. So that's what they got to say. Anyway,
I got to order more hats, Jeff.
Yeah, that and those badass grout group hats.
Yeah.
Doesn't Artistry make a hat? And
come on, Bob.
Bob, hello.
Yeah, we do. I'll have to get you some hats, Jeff, for sure.
There, and I know Pool Marketing does.
Oh, you got a few of mine.
But
I'll promote you guys unless you give me some swag so I can give it out to all the members.
So, yeah, Jeff Hampy, the man of many hats. To me, I met you a couple of years ago when you were first inspired and wanted to get into the pool finish business, all tile pool applications. And it's been really cool to see your journey. But I think something that people might want to know is, what was your inspiration to kind of turn over to a new chapter in your life and your career, to really focus on really pumping out some really beautiful pool finishes. And we've got some slides. Joe and I, we dug through and pirated your Instagram. So there's some nice content on here of all tile pool finishes. But yeah, I mean,
And,
Oh, we got a question
You're
right
live,
now
man.
that I want to
Yes.
interject. Somebody wants to
Andy-
know, what's that gold tile? What is that gold tile there?
that's a Bazaza 24 karat gold tile.
Actual 24 karat gold. So not fake, actual 24 karat.
Well, they say Bazaza makes the nicest gold tiles, so that's why I went with that one.
Yeah. Now all that blue tile looks very
That's-
familiar to me as well, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that blue tile, I don't remember where I got that from.
It should look familiar to you, Bob, though, right?
Yeah, that's our signature blue. And that project is absolutely beautiful. And I love the spa work that Jeff did on that one. It's stunning.
We got some great shots of that, of him actually doing some of the installation work. But let's keep talking.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just tell
What
you.
you're doing here.
So Bob's tile is 8 millimeters. That gold tile from Bazaza is 4 millimeter. So to bring it flush to Bob's tile, I laid a row of just regular blue Bazaza tile down first. And then I just sandwiched the gold on top. So I did a tile over tile install. I know everybody's going to hate that, but that thing's solid. It's not going anywhere. It's got at least 8 millimeters of Lido Crystal Evo grout holding it in. Promise you, that's not going anywhere.
You just built like a little inset to kind of elevate that up, huh?
Yeah, just to bring it flush to Bob's 8 millimeter tile.
Yeah. Really beautiful tile. I love the rounded edges. I mean, we're going to talk about that too. And no way, I'm going to kind of lean on you to talk a little bit about the rounded edges trend later. But yeah, I mean, just some beautiful examples here. I mean, this video is a little bit choppy, but I mean, you could see you guys you're working in the tent, right? Doing this stuff.
Yeah, that was in a tent. So the lighting is it's getting moved around at that present time. That's why you see the light shifting. All the guys are doing is they're just trying to even out the rows because we're having to lay it in strips. And we don't want to use cut pieces. So we're kind of regulating that as it goes around.
Right.
Because we want to keep it, offset.
Now, Jeff, obviously we've got Curt, the man from Tile Doctor here. I think it's probably people want to know just you're doing full epoxy set systems, right?
Yeah, it just in that last
Lido elastic.
Yeah, that white
product is the Starlight Evo grouts.
I use it exclusively. Nothing else.
We tried breaking some tile or pulling it off the side of a pool, and I mean the epoxies, it's break out just the sledgehammer or the jackhammer, Joe. It's so many advantages that I'm sure Curt will be going into when he's up later on. But yeah, any chance we get when customers call in asking, because we're strictly on the supply side. We don't do installation, but when we have a high profile job and people are asking, do you know a guy and what products do you recommend? It's like we recommend an epoxy set installation system, and Jeff's really honed in on that, man. He's definitely taken charge of his craft, and I don't think there's anyone better up there in his neck of the woods up in Largo or nationwide for that matter.
Yeah, he's your go-to guy for epoxy, right?
Yep.
Well, we got another great job that we're taking a look at right here. And this was a job that features your product, Murrine Mosaics tile down here. What was this one? Was this called? What was this tile?
Jeff, is that the June bug?
Yes.
Well,
It kind of looks like the June bug, but from here now in this other light, it looks almost like the our Kraken.
See, your June bug. I mean, honestly, that's the craziest tile I've ever laid in my life. If you hold it up to the sun, it's green, see-through, but it changes to every color under the sun, even to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was part of our back in 2020, we did a full switch over of our glass finishes from so we started out with like this like silver iridescence, which was cool, but when we kind of went all in on pool, I went through and I changed the finishes to this more like shimmery iridescence. And then we moved away from translucent glass as well. But yeah, so like Junebug, just to give you an idea, is down, it's this color. I don't know if you're gonna see it very well, but it's,
Oh,
oh, it's not focused very well. Okay, never mind.
I got the
Well.
boards that me too, in a way.
Yeah, Frank's I see a little bit better.
So I think
Okay.
mine might be clear.
Oh, because I have it on my little like fuzzy
yeah.
thing.
So much for- and Bob sent me a
yeah.
care package too. But we have the June bug. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it like changes as you grout it too, as
It
you can
does.
see.
Jeff, did you say it's kind of like a chameleon once you get it installed?
What you're not seeing is the different colors. That tile can go from one color to another in just a different angle, different backing. It's so again, it's the craziest tile I've ever laid to me.
Let's talk about trends a little bit, Jeff, and why you made some of the choices that you made here. All right, like this is not your typical spa here. It's a little atypical design that you have there. I mean, I see you built up a bench seat in this spa.
Yeah,
Mixed use materials going on in there.
that skimmer throat there.
Yeah.
You see that? You see how many different colors that's, I mean, gosh, anyway.
Yeah.
The video is not doing that tile justice, I can tell you that. In real life,
spa back though. I mean the seat back that you built there for the bench was pretty cool. I don't see that very often. And then you did travertine on the sun shelf.
yeah, travertine everywhere.
Yeah.
I like using stone in pools. People have been doing it for years, way before me. You can go to some, Curt can probably attest to this because Mr. Italy there's bathhouses in Italy that are made from travertine that are, hundreds of years old. It's people have they question its durability under the water. I put it under the water in a pool about 20 years ago. We just renovated the pool here recently. We actually left the steps in the pool because it was still good travertine. Didn't even move, just left it.
You get some nice contrast.
Underwater in a swimming pool. So
you got that pool drain on the bottom there too. I see that, right?
No, that's a Pentair A&A.
Oh, it's A.
Okay. That was ordered for that job before I got with the pool guys. If you notice those benches, you don't see how they're supported.
Oh, yeah, you can't see the sports.
It's just like a slab of travertine. It has an ice cream cone shaped piece of concrete underneath it that disappears into the wall. And so it makes it look like it's just a free floating piece of travertine, but really it's well supported.
So it's a cool look, Jeff. That's why I wanted to show off this project.
If you notice, there's no coping around the pool. I've gotten away from installing coping around my pools.
To me, one of the standout features, Jeff, that I've seen in the past few slides is taking that Murrine and really, well, even with Bob's tile, rolling that edge of the spa.
Yeah,
it seems to be like
I mean, do you want to feel a 90
iconic Hampy? Here's another one with that signature rolled edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is back to Bob's product. This is all Artistry Mosaics tile, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
But Jeff, you designed this. This is a really good example of customizing and adding a personal touch to a pool with glass tile, right?
Yeah.
How did you do the cross hatching?
Well, I have a few mentors, and Ray Corral had done some cross hatching in the past, and I saw pictures of that. And you know, in talking with Ray, kind of told me how it works. And so we made our own, grid pattern on the bottom of that pool. And, it's fairly easy. It was fairly easily done. I mean, it's not rocket science, but, if anything, I would have to say is I was inspired by pools that I saw that Ray Corral had done in the past with different types of cross hatching. And, this customer wanted crosshatch, and what you don't see in the back is we also coated the landscape with fake turf, and there's a crosshatch turf seating area that's behind the pool, behind that video behind me right now. And we did the cross hatching with travertine and turf behind. So it mattered
there by that fire pit.
Yeah, there was a fire pit in the middle of the seating area.
Yeah.
And this was for a television show, right, guys? This video footage that we're watching.
Yeah, this is a local Tampa show. They wanted to talk about outdoor spaces. We wanted to talk about outdoor, obviously all tile swimming pools, the benefits, what sets them apart. So it was a nice little 15-20 minute bit on all tile pool applications. And Hampy had just finished this beautiful pool, and I asked if we can come out and film it. And so we got the invite, and the homeowner was on site. She was so happy with it, and she had nothing but accolades.
I watched her reaction. She was thrilled with the.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I actually visited the job site with Jeff when he completed it, and to be honest, the pictures and videos don't even do it justice, in my opinion. It's a stunner when you walk up to it. It's amazing. It looks just fantastic.
Yeah.
So what kind of products are happening in this pool, Bob?
So that's our lunar blue tile. And actually the white tile, I believe, we didn't have a straight white tile at the time. I think Jeff might have sourced that from someplace else. I'm not sure where, but all the blue tile came from us.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this looks beautiful. I mean, that's why we've got Jeff on. He's got a lot of great examples of.
Remember on that white? That white is an iridescent. It's a pearl, and the video's not showing it, but man, the shimmer coming off of those white lines is crazy.
Yeah, I saw it pop a little bit. You can see the iridescence there when the sun hits it just right. But we're gonna go to the other end of the spectrum, right? Black is back. It's definitely a hot topic right now. We see a lot of new projects coming out featuring black tile. I know that just following not just your Instagram, but a lot of other guys that I follow, designers, installers alike, a lot of people leaning on black over the last year. So we're going to be spending a little bit of time talking about that trend. But first, I wanted to show off this amazing job that you did. Who's this for? This is for Lucas Congdon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This lagoon.
We were contacted initially just to facilitate custom mosaic production. They, of course, wanted to talk, they spoke about the installation and where it was. It's on the backside of a waterfall, of an infinity edge. So, I mean, it's super high stress area. And I was like, guys, if you want to put a mosaic here, you really need to be doing an epoxy based system. Again, we're not installers. We're distributors. We've been around a while, talked to a lot of guys, Jeff, Jimmy, Danilo, we know enough, to be dangerous for a successful installation. So, I mean, we got Hampy up to bat, and he just knocked it out of the park, man.
I love the motif there too at the Star Spangled Banner, the flag there. I mean, that's really cool design that you did there, but it's all in black. I mean, it just seems like so much.
It's only two colors. It's artistic. The stars are artistic, but it's black and gray. That's all it is.
It just seems like a lot of work to do the star pattern. I mean, the stripes seem like your regular run-of-the-mill stuff, but getting the star pattern right is a lot of cutting, right?
32 foot long and I believe 5 foot tall.
Mm.
But
Beautiful job. And there he is cutting out all of the patterns that go into his pools. I mean, he's got a sheet of black tile that he's cutting right now, but this is going to be where that gold accent happens, because I saw one of your jobs just featured a really cool pool. Like you got this star field effect happening with that gold tile. So that's a recurring theme that you seem to be coming back to, Jeff, is the mixing of that black and gold. And it's something I feel works, because I've seen a lot of people go for the star field effect on the pool. They use that fire glass. That's becoming popular too. But this is like an effect that you could see during the daytime, because that gold pops. And you said like with the lights on in the pool, that
At night, it's just the same. Yeah, at nighttime, those are like little beams of light.
I love all these little attentions to detail that you do, Jeff. I mean, because all of those tile chips, like as you just saw in the video, that was all manual process, right? And I see you guys taking out chip by chip and replacing them chip by chip.
Yeah, it started at five chips per sheet on the upper level. Then it went to 4 chips, and it went to 3 because we were kind of running out of tile. You know what I mean? The gold pieces, and
Was that the Bazaza 24 karat gold as well?
no, that was no, that's God. I want to say you didn't get that for me, Frank?
I thought it was Bazaza, but I could be mistaken. I mean,
No.
there's a few people, there's a few manufacturers that we
I
have
don't
access
say
to.
name, but yeah, that's a Colorines product.
Okay.
So here's another great job that you guys are doing. So why don't you talk to us about a little bit about this pool, Jeff? And
You could chime in on this, because everything we used on this pool came right from the tile doctor and Curt Rapp. Everything in materials, even the tools. See that grout right there, that grout float? Best grout floats in the business you get from Curt Rapp, period.
They sell
Do
them.
you need a specific float for working with your epoxy, right, Curt? Because it's
We have a
doesn't fit
special
into it.
float, that's made for artistic work. If you're doing epoxy, typically you have a green float. All the colored floats do different things.
Yeah.
So, but what you typically buy at a home center or anywhere, when you buy a green epoxy float, you're getting one that's 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's designed for putting large amounts of grout into quarry tile, big, huge, fat joints, right, in commercial kitchens. But since our product is used a lot in artistic glasswork, we developed a very thin, lightweight, with a very sharp edge float that enables you to work this glass grout or the epoxy grout into these artistic applications with less effort, but also you get it really packed in there solid, so you don't have any issues later with the installation fouling from behind. So yeah,
I know.
there's special tools for mixing, special tools for wiping and applying.
Yeah, I know, from working with you guys and offering your products for quite some time now, that it's so convenient for our customers to be able to get everything from one place. Your mixing wands, the scrub pads, the floats, thin set, epoxy grout, everything from a single source, single shipment for the install. It's really super convenient and great for our customers.
well, yeah, just to double down on that, the tile doctor, Curt Rapp, is the CEO of that company, but he's the exclusive importer of Litokol products to the USA. And Frank over at AquaBlu is one of their authorized distributors. So not a lot of places to get this material. If you're looking to establish a relationship with a distributor, Frank is definitely one of the go-to guys in the industry to get that going with.
It's real easy to make a phone call, tell him what you need, and he sends it right to your house or to your job site. Period. You don't have to go to Floor & Decor, Home Depot, or wherever, you know, looking for stuff. You make a phone call, he sends it to you.
Well, I'm definitely working, picking up phones every day, and I'm working just like you guys. You know, I'm always in the trenches, working, picking up the phones. Happy to support 14 PSI, any of the groups that are currently attending this webinar. I'll make sure my contact information is available to everybody.
Oh, I love this video over here with the star like Evo going down. That stuff goes down like butter though. Look at that. Beautiful. That pops.
So
I
Jeff
love the
spent
color
a lot
you
of-
picked on this.
Jeff, tell him about, you know,
No, let's go back to what Noe said. She has a very important point there.
Oh yeah, I was just saying I love the color. I mean, it's so easy to just go with like, you know, the clear or like, you know, like a standard black or something on this, but I love that you picked this blue.
If you could see this in the, you know, because this sun shelf there is open sunlight right on the beach. You should see that because it has about 6 inches of water on top of the sun shelf. You should see that under the sun.
yeah.
It's stunning.
Well, Kurt's going to talk to us a little bit about this product. Hey, Kurt, why don't you give us a little education on what we were looking at just now?
Yeah, just real quick, I mean, Litokol, been around since 1968, but they're pretty new to the US market, you know, just slightly over a decade. Because frankly, when my business partner is Italian and we knew about this company called Litokol that's Italian, and we went to talk to him, and the owner was like, "No, I don't want anything to do with the US market. You guys just sue everybody." And he's not wrong, you know, right? But it took us a while to convince him to allow us to bring the product to market. We became the 90th country to sell Litokol, and they're very dominant in the pool industry because they've engineered their products to set glass in high stress, which are pools and steam applications, because they believe everything falls below that bar. If you can set glass tile in a pool, you can pretty much do anything anywhere without failure. And that's kind of what we have found in the industry is that, you know, the business has kind of flip-flopped. You know, a lot of these builders say, you know, 10 years ago, we did 90% porcelain tile and 10% glass. And now they say, hey, we're 90% glass and we do 10% porcelain.
Right.
And what happens is the installers have changed the product. Now they're having to install glass, but they've not changed their installation techniques for their products, more importantly. So they're still installing glass tile today. I meet them every week with a porcelain tile thin set. And then they're wondering why it's failing. And literally, if you don't want products to fail, you have to change technique, but as much so as the products that are going to require the technique change. So if you're doing the products, I mean, there was a guy in Texas that he just thought glass tile failures were part of its life. And
Yeah.
we met, he switched, and he said, look, I don't get callbacks since I switched to Litokol. And that's really kind of the magic situation. You know, Jeff has a funny saying that this stuff sticks to water, and it sticks to everything. Maybe not water, but that's his point. So.
Well, I know you're out there doing a lot of education, and I know that's why coverings is such a big deal to you, Kurt. I mean, it's an opportunity for you to get face time with the public and maybe educate builders or designers on different products or techniques that they haven't tried before, right? So this is old footage, probably 10, 15, 20 years old. But I mean, that's how long you've been doing coverings, a long time, just getting out at this event to be an evangelist for this product. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about why coverings is such a big deal for you guys?
Well, it's really the one place to see everything. You know, if it's an international show, we see people from all over the world, both from a vendor standpoint and an attendee standpoint. So you get a lot of people from the islands and other countries that go there to see the latest trends because maybe they didn't get to Italy to see it in that show there, but they want to see something that's really geared heavily towards the North American market. And that's what you see at coverings. You know, it can be 1 million square feet, you know, of attendee exhibit space in 2 halls. You know, it can take you 2 or 3 days to walk it, But by the time you've gotten through it, there's no doubt you've seen everything that is available to you in the tile or even in the stone industry. So, I mean, if you want to see it, it's there.
Well, I know there's a lot of guys who want to come and know how to install it properly, and they want FaceTime with you. I can't think of a single time I've seen you speak where there wasn't at least 50, 100 people lined up to get to talk to you after the show and want to find out more about, how do I get some one-on-one time with you to learn more about how to apply this product.
Yeah, the first time I ever went to a pool show was in New Orleans, and nobody had heard of Litokol. So I had my Litokol backdrop in my little 10 by 10 booth, and I would walk out, and because people were walking right by me, I couldn't get engagement. So I'd literally walk in front of them and say, "Do you do glass tile?" And I don't know how many people go like, "No, won't touch glass tile." But the ones who did glass tile, when I posed that question, they would lean into me and say, "What do you got?" They wanted to know about methods, new products, installations. They were the curious group. The ones that are coming around now to thinking about glass tile are the ones that are now we're getting more and more time with them. So
I appreciate that, Curt. Thanks for that.
Uh,
So moving on, we're going to talk about personalizing your pool with custom mosaics and glass tile. Frank, why don't you lead us off there?
Sure. Well, this is Jeff. I guess
What's this shot on the right?
this is at your warehouse, right?
Yeah, so the picture on the left is an award we won from the Lake City Trade Show.
I remember I was at the
January
show
for
Yeah.
the best booth. The middle picture is Jeff and I at our warehouse, and then the right picture is an extremely large handmade custom project we did for one of Frank's customers.
Is this typical for you, Bob? Like just setting this stuff up in your warehouse, like these big, huge, elaborate designs?
Yeah, that was one of the things that when it comes to trends I was going to touch on is that we continue to do more and more custom work all the time in the pool space. Sometimes they're relatively small, 3 and 4 feet, but we're getting more and more large custom projects like the one you see there in the picture. We've really just continued to grow that category, and people that are spending, 6 figures or more on a pool, they want it special and they want to personalize it. And we're really one of the only companies that can do that for them. So we love doing custom work. I tell people all the time that if you get a weird request when it comes to making tile, call us. There's a pretty good chance we can do it for you.
No.
Frank, this is one of your jobs, right? One of your clients, right?
Yeah, so we were contracted, or we were approached by a designer a few years back, and the scope of the project is actually still a little unclear because there was an NDA, but probably someone famous shipped out, I believe, to California. But this thing's 36 feet long. We worked with them to come up with the custom color, the design. And it was a traditional plaster pool finish. And anytime we're doing a traditional plaster pool finish, generally we'll recommend a porcelain mosaic. And Bob over at Artistry, his team is top notch. It's all handcrafted. It's all frost-proof porcelain.
Emphasize that, because where do you get that clay from, Bob?
Well, it's here in the US, but it's a proprietary formula for us that makes it frost-proof.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's American clay.
Yes.
Shipped down to Florida. You take it out of big 55-gallon drums and you mold it, you fire it, you pull it back out, you put the coloring on it, you refire it. You got a whole team of ladies working for you in that building I've seen. It's an American-made product from the start to finish. And that's what I really enjoy.
100%.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that, Jeff. And yeah, it's I do it and see it all the time, but it's truly handmade, starting with just, box of proprietary clay that turns into what you see on the floor there. I kind of joke around and tell people it's art class on steroids. It's a lot of fun, and we can essentially make anything.
Well, you're going to talk to us a little bit about product today too, Bob. So you've got some great new products out with Artistry and Mosaics. I'm going to kind of let you lead the conversation here for the next few minutes, okay?
Okay. Yeah, so we've got a lot of different products and do a lot of different things in the tile world, and we try to be unique and different. And not just kind of follow the trends, but also even try to, influence the trends or kind of start the trends. And if you go to the next slide, one thing that we kept hearing about in the market is the builders are putting in more and more bar stools. But one of the challenges is that they try to fabricate glass tops on a job site, which, a lot of these guys aren't quite skilled enough to do, or maybe they're very good top setters, but to try to cut all these small tiles to fit on top of a 12-inch bar stool where the grout joints look right, there's no sharp edges. It's very difficult and very time consuming to do. So we decided that we would prefab bar stool tops. We've got 8 glass and 3 granite. So if someone doesn't want the glass, we've got a granite option for them. And the 8 colors that we chose are very popular for us, and they have a matching field tile. So if you want your bar stools to match your spa or your water line, they can all match. And these were designed to fit perfectly on top of a 12-inch Sonos tube. So it comes just as a single unit. They're going to thin set it right to the pillar, grout it, plaster right up to the edge so it's nice and flush. And it's super easy to install for these guys. They'll be done with it in minutes versus spending hours trying to fabricate a top.
I like the turnkey aspect of it. I mean, it definitely seems like it'll streamline the installation for the guys on the job site.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about this product. We took it to all the trade shows in the first quarter, and people loved it. Couldn't wait to get samples into their showrooms. So I think it's going to do very well for us.
What's your timeline on that? Is it in stock or made?
Yep, they're ready to go in stock. So pretty much all of our products, if you place an order, we're going to ship it same day or next day.
We're very impressed with that. I think it's a great idea. I think you're going to be successful with it.
Right. So the next trend that we've been seeing in the pool space is unique and different porcelain tiles. Once again, these homeowners, they're spending 6 figures on pools, and a lot of the standard 6x6 that's out there, it's boring. It's been around for decades. People are looking for something different. In many cases, they want to try to take the inside outside. So we developed this boutique porcelain tile. It's a 6x6 and a 3x12. There's a field and a matching relief. And the glazes on these tiles are meant to be like pottery glazes, artistic. There's meant to be shade variation. On the 6x6, you can use the reliefs in different combinations to create patterns. So it's definitely kind of caters to more of the higher end, the people that want to have more of a design flair for their backyard versus just, sticking up the standard 6x6 onto the wall. We're definitely seeing more trends towards boutique tiles for the pool. So we're excited about that one as well. That one's ready to go too.
And thank you for sending me the care package. I know we saw this up at Everything Under the Sun, but just for those that are watching, I mean, there's the relief that Bob's talking about. It's super, super cool. And it definitely has that distressed, tattered look. I believe we refer to that as a liege, right? It's tattered, typically ceramic Moroccan product that's not typically suitable for pool, but with the porcelain, obviously you can use it in pool. So it's really taken like that distressed Zalige look that's typically not suitable for a pool application and making it suitable for our industry, which is awesome. Bob, I think you hit a home run with this one, man.
Well, thank you. And it took us a while to kind of dial in it and make sure that it was suitable for pool. And it absolutely 100% is. So we're very excited about this one.
Now, didn't you say there was like some methodology or thought put behind the patterning of this so that you can come up with some sort of repeating pattern for
exactly the reliefs? Yeah, the reliefs are subtle, but you can create patterns. So for those of you watching, you could go to our website and check it out, or our catalog, where you can use a 50% combination of the field and relief to create 4 different patterns. And then if you use all reliefs, you can create up to 5 different patterns.
You have the smooth and the relief.
Yep, correct.
Really cool.
And we wanted the 3x12 also because we have seen a trend towards larger format tile.
you mentioned that to me at the show. I broke out the ruler and I said, yeah, this is spot on 3x12 waterline.
We were
Perfect world.
arguing about what constitutes large format
Yeah,
before.
you tell that to
Well,
Arnett.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it doesn't constitute large format when you're talking about 4 foot by 8 foot panels, but
All right.
yeah, in my world, that's large format.
Can I make a comment about that though? Because what I've seen is there's a trend to going for three-dimensional looking tile,
Yeah.
you know, swimming pools, and that gives a three-dimensional look to it. So.
Yeah, I mean that's why Bob's product is such a standout. I mean that relief is so tactile, you could see it. I mean, and it's really easy to create patterns there. It's a cool product, Bob.
Okay, well, thank you.
So new glass tile.
Yeah, so we have a handful of new glass tiles, but I only decided to kind of put this one in to showcase it. And the reason being is that we're also seeing a trend towards vertical installation. So people are wanting to put tile vertically. And this 3x12, we're showing here vertically to try to, get the point across that this one can be installed vertically. Now, the beauty of this too is that if they want to install it horizontally, they can. But I'm seeing, we actually have a 2x6 tile that's meant to be a brick format that runs horizontally. And people are taking that, disassembling it and doing it horizontally. So I've seen that quite a bit lately. And so we decided we wanted to have something that could run vertical. In addition to the sea glass, we also have another one called our Panama weave, which essentially is kind of the same thing where it goes vertical and horizontal to create this basket weave pattern. But in the glass world, people are looking for unique shapes and sizes too. A lot of the standard 1x1s and 1x2s that us and Murrine have, they're very popular. They're always going to be popular, but there's definitely people looking for unique shapes and sizes when it comes to the glass tile.
You get a large selection there too. I mean, folks could just hop on Artistry Mosaics website and take a look. I mean, they got a tremendous collection there. And you
Well,
carry that stuff, right? Right, Frank?
Oh, yes, we've been working with Artistry for years. They're one of our best vendors. Bob and his team are excellent. From the way they package their products securely, we don't get any callbacks. Everything arrives, everything gets shipped in a timely fashion, everything arrives on the job site. Very clean, very professional. It's top-notch service all around. And I wanted to highlight one of these other things I'm impressed with, Bob. I really like this. I think you called this your coastal, is this your coastal shores?
Coastal sands.
Coastal sands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, I really love the pliability of this one.
Well, thank you. And real fast just to build on. So I've known Frank for probably 15 or 16 years. And I think if memory serves me properly, we were probably the first product that went on AquaBlu.
You were. It was back in my Noble Tile days when I was first getting started out and first moved to Florida. And that's how far back we go. I've been Bob pre-AquaBlu. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. Next up, we got No Way. She's going to give us a little bit of overview on some of the stuff that we've been taking a look at, rounded edges. We're going to be talking about Reviglass. I picked out a couple of projects that are amazing to look at on their Instagram. She's going to talk about those as well. So, No Way, why don't you lead us through what we're looking at right here? What product is this that's in the pool?
You're muted, No Way.
Lost your audio, No Way.
Yep.
You gotta hit that.
Sorry, I had like alerts going on, and so I was trying
Oh,
to
you're good.
be as quiet as possible. I'm finding today I'm like the worst at identifying our own glass in here. I mean, I know it's our 5/8 by 5/8 glass tile. Yeah, so just a little bit about us. We are Murrine Mosaics, is based out of California. That's where our that's funny. That's where our warehouse is. We're I guess similar to Bob. We warehouse everything. We ship everything within a couple of days. We try to maintain pretty high levels of inventory as well. And yeah, a few years ago, we decided we were like 80% there, but we decided to kind of go all in on pool. We felt like we had the right people on our team. We had the right technical support. We had the colors. We did change a little bit of our lineup a little bit back then, but it's been really fun, I think, working mostly with the pool world. Frank and his team have been great, and Jeff making us look really good out there.
So
Appreciate that.
how old is Murrine Mosaics? It's still relatively new. Or new
Yeah.
to the industry. We met a few years
Yeah,
ago.
I would say about 10 years ago is when I first started working on Murrine, and kind of started out slowly, and it took a while to kind of find our spot in the world. But I think we're there, we're happy where we are, and so now we're working on expanding that our collection a little bit. We've definitely stuck to our guns on the 5/8 by 5/8 has been really our best line. A couple years ago, we came out with, I don't know, Frank, do you have this board? We came out with our Aquarius collection.
Yeah, I do.
you know what this is?
Aquarius and opal solids is what our
Yeah.
customers tend to gravitate to. And I think after looking at the board, what Jeff has on that pool is your ice dancer.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is. It's either that or Stardust. So Ice Dancer has a little more blue to it.
Going kind of talking or circling back to Bob's comment about customers looking for different products, the feedback that we receive from our customers is from a visual standpoint, they like breaking the norm of a traditional 1x1. So that small format is very modern, very contemporary. It has a beautiful iridescent finish. There is definitely a uniqueness to it. And I personally love pushing your product as well, because I'm friends with Kim Melbury, your technical director, and I know that if it's got his stamp of approval, it's going to survive in the pool environment. So it checks off all the boxes, and it certainly sets our customers up for success. And guys like Hampy, who's doing all tile pools right here, he's wrapping the skimmer throat. Jeff, this is like one of your other signature things that I've seen you do. It's just so pliable due to the size and the format of the tile. It's
Yeah. And we also do one thing that I guess I think we probably could do better in talking about is our custom blending capabilities. So within most of our lines, but especially in the 5/8 by 5/8, we've had a number of builders who will do their own blend. So, they'll take we had this one job that was an all white pool. We haven't gotten the job shots on this one yet, but I think I posted on Instagram, but it's all white. But they went with 3 different finishes on the white. So they did our Madison, which is our silver iridescent white. They went with Sugar Cube, which is our very natural matte white. And then with our new more sparkly white. And it looked really cool. I mean, it's one of those pools that just changes colors throughout the day, depending on where the sun is.
Yeah, we've always been really impressed with the color selections and blends that Murrine's put out, as well as Lunada Bay. It's very coastal chic, in my opinion. And I know for a fact that a lot of customers use it, not just for pool, but they're using it for backsplashes and other areas of the home, because they just like the overall look.
Such meticulous work. Look at him setting.
It feels a little bit like I don't know, like painting with tile. It's kind of how I see it. So we've done this is one of our, oh, I know I'm on the weird thing, but this is one of our custom blends that we did with someone. It's very mermaid inspired.
It's really nice to know that you guys, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
so we'll promote that.
Sorry, I don't think we've talked about it as much. Surprise.
Cool. So how long would it take, if we have a customer that wants to do or pursue a custom blend in product, do you know what the average lead time or turnaround time would be? Or
yeah, so the first thing we'd do is we'd send you, a swatch card. So you'd give us the percentages that you're looking for. We'd get you that card, and that we can do within the week. And then after that, it really depends on square footage. So, you know, like 250 to 300 square feet, I would give it, depends on what season we're in. If we're in like pool season, it's going to be a little bit longer. We and then that's, you know, we'd probably do that on site. So I'd give it maybe like 3 to 4 weeks. And then anything bigger, we'd bring
That
in,
would
but
very standard.
give it a
So,
little bit longer.
so maybe two to 3 months from initial concept to
Mhm.
the production to delivery. And we can ship it to job site or directly to
Absolutely.
It's one thing to see how beautiful this stuff is on the website. I love that, but like to see it like actually come together as a completed job is a whole nother story. So why don't you talk to us?
Oh, this was a cool one.
there's nothing like an all tile pool finish. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this one is, I think, I was just talking to Frank about this. I think this was either like Beverly Hills, Bel Air. And again, we weren't, I think the homeowner was just so excited once it got filled with water that they weren't. It's been really hard to get job shots. So Jeff, if you have any recommendations, or Bob, happy to, we'd love to hear them. But yeah, so this was all tile. And you can see they really, you know, they did the like filters, and I mean, it's everything. This was from our Opal Solids collection. I believe this was Laguna is the color. And then
I would agree. I wish I could take credit for selling the job, but we didn't. I was joking with no way, but absolutely gorgeous. But I see what you're pointing out, Noah. Yeah, they hid the drains. They use specialized drain covers. Jeff, do you know what those are called, or what that might be?
It's
to
just
do
called,
that?
you can put plaster on it or tile. I use them all the time.
Yeah, it's such a great little detail. So you're not looking at this ugly drain cover. It's like, why isn't everybody doing that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if
looks
that's
so.
the thing, but then, you know, this company right here, whatever, they, you know, you can also get drains now that just completely disappear in the floor. Their drains have come a long way.
What's this product that we're looking at here, Noah?
Oh yeah, so this was the custom blend that I was just talking to you about. This was out in Simi Valley, and this was Greg Bennett was the builder on this one. But this was, I mean, he's local, so he was able to come in, and we actually sat down and we worked on different blends, and I mean, it's just it's all white, 3 different finishes. But you know, just depending on, we like tweaked the percentages just ever so slightly. He took them, put them on Hardy Backer, I think, put them under water, showed his client, and this is the blend that they went with. It's really neat. I mean, the water,
Is
if
it
you
like
go on
a
our Instagram site.
I like
What
it
was
as
that?
an example of a white mosaic pool. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the water is just like a sapphire blue. It's gorgeous.
Okay,
So
that's
when customers ask, and Hampy, you can contest to this also, people will call in and they'll say, we want our water to look like the Caribbean. We want Caribbean looking water. And you wouldn't think it, like your first knee-jerk reactions to recommend, you know, blue tile. But the reality is, if you want the brightest water possible, you actually use white. You use white tile with perhaps some speckling of blue or turquoise, and that's how you get that Caribbean look.
Good
Yeah,
observation.
someone actually gave me a really, and I don't know why I never thought about this, but they said, okay, if you want it to look like the Caribbean, or if you want it to look like this certain water at the beach that you're at, look at the color of the sand. And that's
Yes.
the color of the tile you want.
Yeah. See, but the thing about pool water, which is a little different, the light spectrum of chlorinated water is blue.
Oh, interesting.
So the natural reaction from the reflection of the sun, because it's chlorinated, it becomes blue. That's why when you are low in chlorine, you really start to see the true color of the water, the algae in it, you start to turn green. But yeah, chlorinated water is going to be blue in nature. So when you have a white background, it really makes that blue stand out.
So Frank, you're the place to get all of this stuff, to get all these great materials. You recently wrote an article in Pool Magazine, Tile Trends for 2025. We talked about a lot of the stuff that we talked about today. You could pick up that copy of Pool Magazine. That was in a spring issue. But Frank, why don't you talk about a couple of the tile trends that we observed in 2025?
Sure, sure. But one, I can't take complete credit for this one. I worked with Christy, who's in-house, one of our writers and content creators. So she did most of this. But we actually covered a lot of trends today, a lot of trends that I wanted to talk about. So Bob, I'm going to circle back to you, man. I think you hit a home run. I'm going to say the word again. Zalige is the look that has been super hot this year. All of our customers are flocking to it. And this is the first time that we've actually seen a Zalige tile made specifically for pool at the waterline dimensions with the relief. And I just think it's going to be a home run for you. Obviously, things are happening this year with the new administration. Customers are calling in. There's a little bit more request for made in the USA product. So I do see that happening a little bit more this year. It's actually one of the things we'll be trying to find at Coverings coming up next week, is keeping an eye out for some American-made products. We do have some American-made products, but most of it's not the glass. Most of the glass is import. We're primarily looking at porcelain. We're a big distributor of porcelain tile. I don't know if anyone knew that, but 2cm porcelain pavers, modern coping, as well as like the coordinating interior tile. And we're also seeing a bigger trend using, or manufacturers, I should say, are producing porcelain tile, 1/4 inch thick, but applying an anti-slip finish to it. So, to do dual purpose. It's being pushed for outdoor applications. Definitely seeing a lot more larger format products, unique tiles. Case in point, just because it's on my desk, Bob, what is this? 3 by 12, I think.
Yep, 3 by 12.
3 by 12, 2 by 8s. I got some 6 by 20 porcelain for waterline. So a lot of that. The other thing that's really neat is we've been getting a lot of requests for sukabumi, or that French Polynesian type look.
Ollie.
A lot of the stuff gets imported from Indonesia. So bear with me one second.
Love that fish tank, Frank.
Little piece of the ocean. Our logos are turtles, yo.
I know. It's a big theme for you.
The sukabumi, right? So natural stone imported from Indonesia. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's social media where people getting more exposure, people are gravitating to this stuff. So we have it in a split rock face if you want to do a feature wall with, cascade, have it in smooth. It comes honed and filled. There's a green and there's a black. For those that don't want to use natural stone, there's a lot of simulated products out there in both porcelain and glass in multiple formats.
And you're the place to get it all, right, Frank? I mean, like if they want to establish a relationship with you, AquaPro Trade, right?
We're very humble, but we've been at this for a while. I think we started off the conversation. I was telling you that we've been going to Coverings for 10 plus years now. And I like to say we have all the fun stuff. We've got everything the brick and mortars don't show. And I come from the industry, man. I cut my knuckles on working at Noble Tile Supply. I was a sales director for many years, and saw the opportunity in the online space. So we've, humbly become a premier online destination for pool, spa, outdoor living. And it's not just the tile, it's every core product category. So we have the installation products from Curt, matched with beautiful tiles from Bob and Noe and other tile manufacturers. The largest collection of outdoor pool furniture. We've got all 7 manufacturer brands. We've got artificial turf, fire pits, fire water features, noodles, umbrellas, the whole gambit. And so if you're looking for a single point of contact with people from the industry that can help you with your project and wants to collaborate with you, you know, we're online. So, I mean, we're posting on social, we're doing podcasts, we're doing webinars. We'd love to work with you. We'd love to collab. We'd love to get you featured and help elevate your business. We have wholesale pricing to the trades. It's a branded wholesale program. We call it AquaPro. You can register directly through the website. You get linked up with a dedicated rep. We don't charge for samples. The samples are free for you, for your customers. We'll send them anywhere you want. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. If you're looking for a source, you don't have, you know, you're not happy with who you currently have, we'd love to work with you.
Hey, I got dogs.
You got a dog?
A child running across the screen.
Well, my 2-year-old ran out the door. I don't know if he was in the fish tank, but
All right. I'm gonna
it's
mute
so great to get this group of people
temporarily for the
together,
sake
Joe.
of everybody's earlobes. Okay. Jeff, you gotta unmute, bud.
If you muted him, yeah.
I muted you. You gotta unmute.
Okay, can we
Yeah.
go back to that Sambuki stone?
The Sambuki stone, Jeff.
Sukabumi?
Because you're not doing that stuff justice. Do you know that inhibits the growth of algae?
I've heard of that. And when you read some of the publications, they talk about the holistic benefit of the stuff.
It's like a revered stone in Indonesia, is like a healing stone or whatever, but it does inhibit the growth of algae. Anyway, I learned that from Juan Roca. He's been
Well, it's
using
really cool.
it for years.
You got me spitting on stone on camera, but you know, when you get it wet, it turns into that nice deep green.
Yeah. Naturalistic looking pools for sure.
Yeah. But we've got an entire collection just geared towards Sukabumi, which is not just this tile, but the glass and porcelain versions of it as well.
Curt, can I ask you a question? Am I just dreaming, or did I remember Litokol might be coming up with some cementitious products?
It's on our site.
We have cementatious, yeah.
Because like when you're using those natural stones, you know, it's very hard to use the epoxies. So having, you know, some modified cementitious products for grouting, and also Bob would probably, you know, benefit from, you know, some of his products with cementitious offerings.
We recently have added the cementitious Litokol to the website. It's one of the newer product lines that we've recently put up. So if there is interest, shoot us an email, ask questions. We could field that for you. But Joe,
Yeah, you can learn about it at Coverings too, right? You're gonna be
Yeah.
there, right, Curt? You're gonna have a booth there. Yeah. So April 29th through May 2nd. All right. Coverings is happening, Orlando, Florida. I'll be walking the show, doing social media and interviewing people. Frank's going to be there learning about the latest new products. Jeff's going to be there causing trouble. So, I mean, everybody's going to have a great time.
Hampy's always getting into trouble.
Yeah.
But
Everybody who came out today to attend and support us, thank you for taking the time out to join us on today's discussion. We would appreciate it if you guys would take an opportunity to complete the survey afterwards. We did have a couple of questions here. No, it looks like everything's fine. We just had issues with sound and whatnot, but yeah, it looks like everything went fine. Guys, so much appreciate you guys for taking time out of your guys' schedule. All of our panelists, Curt, Rapp, Bob, No Way. Thank you guys so much for taking some time out to join us and lend your expertise to the conversation today. Really appreciate having you guys with us. Jeff, thanks so much for agreeing to carve out time out of your day as well. I know you guys are you're busy managing a pool company. Yep.
Don't worry.
So I definitely appreciate you carving out your morning to do this with us. Awesome. Frank, thank you especially for doing a great job as our co-host and helping moderate this discussion from a product knowledge standpoint. You're definitely my go-to guy there.
It's always a pleasure, Joe. Thanks for having me, man. I'm honored to be here.
Well, thank you guys for showing up. If you wouldn't mind completing the survey after the webinar, we definitely appreciate that. Thank you all for showing up today, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everybody.
You.
Guys, see you next week.
All right,
Bye,
bye.
thank you.
See you, Jeff.